everybody, this is Andy from T is for Tech. And about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, a company called Elegoo reached out to me and asked if they wanted to take a look at their Super Starter Kit for the Arduino. And I obviously said yes, so I have the kit here. And if you don't know, Arduino is a microcontroller. They've been around for many years. They're very popular in the maker space if you're building, tinkering, making little projects. You can do tons of things, really. You know, these things are quite powerful nowadays. And I have on the channel done some projects in the past with the Raspberry Pi. I did a project when I was interfacing with my Ecobee thermostat. So, you know, I've used Raspberry Pis a lot. I've used Arduinos a lot in the past. And what this is a Arduino Uno R3. So this includes the Arduino board itself, the R3 board, breadboard prototyping, some jumper cables, a bunch of components, some sensors, things like that to kind of get you started, right? So if you're looking to get into this type of maker type programming with microcontrollers and, you know, the Arduino Ide and all of that interfacing with the outside world, definitely something you can take a look at as a starter kit. So what we're going to do today is just basically do an unboxing here, take a look at this, and I'll jump to the computer and just show how to set it up with the Arduino Ide, you know, fairly quickly, just show you that, and maybe I'll load a sample sketch on here and just show like an LED or something blinking, right? You know, it's just as a start. So I'm interested to see what's in this because I've never really bought or had a whole kit. In the past, I've bought the single board and I've bought a few other things and just, you know, tinkering over time, but just really excited to see what's in here. So again, you can get this off of Amazon, and right now I think these types of things run around, you know, maybe $35, $36, and you know, is a pretty good value if you're looking just to kind of get in and start your journey in programming with these types of boards. So it's kind of cool. You get, you know, a nice little project case here, you know, or a storage case. Again, it says Super Starter Kit Uno R3. Wow, and you get a lot of stuff. So, so there's some PDFs, some code, and some additional libraries on this disk. If you have a disk drive anymore, but I think you can also download it from their website. Actually, at this point, I don't even have a DVD or CD-ROM attached to any of my computers. I've got an external one, but you can get it from their website, elegoo.com/download. But if you take a look at this, it's a lot of stuff. So I'll just read off real quick what's in the package. So you get the Uno R3 controller board. You get an LCD module, so you can program and maybe show some output as part of your projects on a little LCD. You get a prototype expansion module, so that's if you want to, it's like a shield for the top of the controller that then you could, it has a little mini breadboard on there so you can do prototyping. It's a power supply module, there's a stepper motor driver, there's a stepper motor, there's a servo, you get a 5-volt relay, an IR receiver module, which is cool because it does have a little like a remote control that you can use. It's a joystick module, humidity temperature module, ultrasonic sensor. There's a fan blade and a little motor, a buzzer, an active buzzer, a passive buzzer, a couple other like buttons, potentiometer. Like I said, the 7-segment displays. You get a single one and a 4-digit. There's a tilt ball switch. Like I said, the larger prototyping breadboard, a USB cable, some breadboard jumpers, a 9-volt battery connector so you can power the board without the computer, 120 pieces of resistors, 25 LEDs, 2 RGB LEDs, a thermistor, diode rectifier, photoresistor, NPN transistor. So quite a lot of stuff in here. Like I said, here's all the jumper cables, LCD, USB cable. It's a joystick module, which is actually kind of cool, so you can kind of use it as a joystick. I'm sure there's like a rubber, yeah, It's a rubber top for it as well in here. So you can have a little joystick. That's pretty cool. Fan blade. I'm not going to go through all this because I just did read it all. But as you can see, you know, a bunch of different components. The stepper motor. So a lot of cool stuff. And if you have never seen these boards before, they're fairly small, right? I mean, this is, maybe bigger than a credit card. Might be a little, well, I don't know. It might be a little smaller than a Raspberry Pi. So here it's about 2 inches, 2 inches by 2.6 inches. And I mean, obviously it's pretty slim, probably only about ½ inch tall. Yeah, about ½ inch tall. But overall, very cool. And these boards look nice. I like the black. Solder work looks pretty good on the back, you know, for the board itself. And then you got your digital GPIO pins and, you know, power and a bunch of other stuff here. USB here, power jack there. So when you're using this, like doing prototyping and getting it programmed and whatnot, you can just have it connected via the USB to your computer and you can use the board that way. But then if you want to run it on a standalone, you can either get an AC adapter and plug it in, or you can use like the 9-volt battery that this comes with. So you can see it has the barrel jack adapter here, and then has the 9-volt end. So you can use that to kind of power your little project. So overall, this is a good assortment of stuff to get you started, right? And that's always what I find, you know, with kind of tinkering or doing these sorts of projects and things like that. I mean, you can get, I've seen bigger starter kits that have so much stuff, but you don't really know what you'll ultimately end up needing. What I like about this is it gives you enough that you can do some simple projects. You've got some LEDs, you got a couple different sensors, like I said, the humidity and temperature sensor, the ultrasonic sensor. So you can do some kind of cool stuff with it and just get through some of the basics of the demos and whatnot, you know, get into learning a little bit of the programming language that you use to create the Arduino sketches. And then from there, you know, you'll probably be, if you get into it, you know, it's endless the amount of things you can actually do with these. From IoT projects to just little micro robotics, all kinds of things. There's a whole community of people behind all of the stuff that's kind of based off of this Arduino platform. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to jump over the computer, show you the Arduino IDE, plug this in, kind of give you a little bit of an overview how to actually get it working so you can upload sketches to it. And then that'll be about the end of this video. I just want to kind of show a little bit of that, maybe download a sample sketch, and then maybe in a subsequent video later on, maybe I'll build something a little more complicated, and we'll kind of go over that. Not really sure at this point, but again, I just wanted to do the unboxing, kind of show you what's in this kit, and then a little bit of a sample of how to get up and running. So let's hop over to the computer and finish this up. Basically, I just jumped over from doing the unboxing of the Elegoo Super Starter Kit. Now, it did come with a DVD or CD-ROM, but if you go to elegoo.com/download, you should be able to get to kind of this landing page here, and there's a bunch of different information for a lot of their kits, right? So if you wanted to, potentially you could just download the Arduino IDE for Windows or for Mac or for Linux directly from this website, but it's actually putting a copy of it on their own website. So if you want to get the latest version of it, you can go to arduino.cc, and then you can go to software, and you can get the Arduino IDE. The latest version as of the recording date today is 1.8.13,
And if you look on their website, they have 1.8.12. So you probably want to get the latest IDE. Basically just download that, install that from this website. And then you can go and look here, and they have a bunch of the information for all their different kits and things like that they sell. If you jump down to the Elegoo Uno R3 Super Starter Kit, which is the one we have, so if you click on the picture, you'll see that it downloads the zip file. And so I've downloaded the zip file into a folder, and if I extract this, see what should be a bunch of sample code, a bunch of different resources, PDFs and things like that you can use for projects to use the sensors and all the components of the kit to kind of test out. So we'll take a look at that. And so I don't know what copy me first means, but basically can take a look at some of the, all right, so let's do this here. Okay, read me first. Select the folder within your language. So you'll find a tutorial that we can go through. There's a folder labeled code, which will be some examples coming from the chapters that are in the tutorial. There's a library folder, and then it basically says, please download the Arduino Ide for your OS and that sort of thing. So say English, and then whatever program's FAQ. Open the copy me. So what they want you to do is copy all of these, which I guess are the libraries that are going to be leveraged by the tutorials, and copy those to the Arduino IDE installation path. So I will have to jump to, I don't know, where did I install that? I think it might have been libraries, and so they want you to paste all of that there. So we will paste those. Skip if there's the same, I guess. Continue. Okay, so this will give you kind of all the libraries that you'll need for the rest of. Okay, so we did that. So we copied those, and I guess we can go back to here. Part 1, preparation. And so this is probably just some overview stuff. So what we'll want to do is configure the Arduino. So I'm going to go here and launch the Arduino IDE. So the first thing we'll do, so I obviously install it. So install the IDE. This is just kind of going over some of the common controls and buttons and whatnot within the Arduino IDE. So number 1 is a verification. So this is once you have put your sketch, or you have coded whatever code that you're going to you wanted to create, and you just do this verify, and that basically will check the syntax and all of that, and double check that you have the right libraries installed and whatnot for the sketch to run. And then you can click this upload button, and this will upload it to the Arduino Uno device itself, right? So once you have this plugged in and you have it all configured, but clicking this will upload the code basically. There's also a new open file, save. Okay, so I'm going to connect the board to the computer. So I'm going to do this right now. So I have not connected this one to the computer yet. So here you're going to want to go to, it tells you here, open the Arduino IDE, select Tool, Board, Arduino Genuino Uno, and select the COM port. So if I go here, I want to look for Arduino Uno, and the COM port is set up on my computer as COM port 6. And I guess it's connected successfully. And if you have any issues, I guess basically what it's saying here is to go find the device on other devices, unknown devices, by using your device manager, and then update the driver software, and then you can browse for it in the Arduino install folder and install the device driver for it. So I didn't need to do that on my computer. Obviously it talks about this right here, and then you're basically good to go. So basically, that's all you need to do is just kind of follow this instruction guide and get it all configured so you can connect your board to the IDE. And then what I did here is I just opened a example. So under basics, blink, and you can open up this blink sketch, and it basically all it will do is flash the one of the LEDs on the actual Arduino board. I'll just blink it on and off every second. So if you load this, you can verify it, and then you can upload it, and then it will just immediately start running on the Arduino, and you can see like the blinking light there. So that will basically show that everything is working. Yeah, and what I did right there is exactly what's in this lesson 5 part 1, and it basically talks about this blinking this LED right here, the one that's circled in red. And yeah, basically you go to the, like I just showed, the examples, basics, blink sketch, load it. You can save it somewhere on your machine or whatnot, or ran it once I opened it, but you should save it somewhere. And then double check that you have the right board selected and the right port selected. And as you can see here, it says Arduino Genuino Uno on COM 4. Again, like I said, mine is on COM 6 down there at the bottom. I uploaded it, and this is talking about errors if you hadn't put the libraries in yet, or if you have any issue with the driver, or you're picking the wrong port or whatnot. But as we did all of that right away, you can I didn't have any issues. And then it just talks a little bit about, if you want to change that from 1 second to half a second, you can go and you can just change those variables there, and then re-upload the sketch, and it'll be 500 milliseconds instead of 1,000 milliseconds, which is a second. From what I can tell, this is pretty decent documentation, and it's fairly simple to kind of go through step by step and kind of get you up to speed with what's included in the kit and how to start that. And then the second piece would be going through all the different modules and learning about the different sensors and how to connect those to the Arduino and do the sample code and all of that. And I'm not going to go into any of that in this video. This is really just want to do an unboxing, kind of show you what's in the package, get it connected to my computer, or show you how to kind of get the IDE set up and just upload a sample sketch. And the rest of this would be all kind of on your own to do learning and figure out a little bit more about the different sensors and things like that are included, and do some testing and some POCs. The one thing else I wanted to say is all the data sheets for the sensors and the included components are also included here. So you can see, like, if you want to look up like the button, right, and shows you what the PCB layout looks like, gives you some of the different stats about it. Actuating force 150 to 300 grams. It's a life of 100,000 push presses or whatnot. Talk about the rated load, contact resistance, things like that. And you get those sheets for everything, right? So anything that you're looking at, if you're looking at the capacitors, ceramic capacitors, that's included, or like say for instance the buzzer, all of that, and gives you the spec sheets for those. So that's pretty cool. So again, hopefully this wasn't too rambling or whatnot, but like I said, I just wanted to kind of unbox, show you kind of what you get with this kit, and quickly show you, the steps to get it connected to your computer so you can at least upload a sample sketch and kind of go from there. So if you're interested in this starter kit, I'll link to this in the description of the video. You can get it on Amazon. If you have any questions, go ahead and post those below. Please consider subscribing to the channel. This is Andrew from T is for Tech. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.